well past 7:07, but that's okay because it is worth the wait. I promise you. Because today I have LuSter Singleton. Hi, LuSter.
Hi. Morning.
I'm so happy you're doing this today. We got a chance to chat a little bit, and then we had all kinds of stuff come up today.
All
But
kinds.
I really am excited about having a little bit of a conversation today. And I'll just do a quick intro. LuSter is the community outreach coordinator at Mosaic. Mosaic is an inclusive, welcoming environment for transgender and nonconforming people of color ages 13 to 29, which is just, we're so lucky to have that space in Columbus. And I encourage folks to know about it, support it. And if you need to go there, please do. And LuSter is from Zanesville, has a master's and bachelor's in women's studies from Ohio State, has been a long time member and activist and volunteer in the LGBTQ community, and has a 30-year career as a gender performer, with portrayals of, I gotta see if I get this right, portrayals of the sassy, lascivious De La Virgin. You can tell me if I probably butchered that. And savvy Lester De La Vie. And basically has just been doing drag and started HIS, His Kings. Has been featured in several documentary films and toured with theater productions. And I guess I'll end on that. At least my intro is that you are also an incredibly powerful speaker and storyteller, which I have gotten to hear you speak. You've inspired me like to no end with your stories. So welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My pronouns are he and they. And I'm just excited to be any chance I have to just try and put light and love and understanding in the world. I'm gonna
Mm,
hop on it. I'm really just carrying on the work of my great grandmother. She was one of the most, she is, um, well, she's no longer living, but she, for me, she's with me every day. And it was the most powerful connector is what I think I would say that I've ever met. And the way that she went through her life, and the grace that she carried, uh, just is something that I try to walk in those footpaths. Oh, look at that bow. Hello.
mm. Sophie's going to listen for a little bit. LuSter, we were chatting about your superpower, and I thought maybe you could just share how you came to that, what that means, especially today, why it's so important. And we'll just use our time up on that because it is a pretty special one that I've come across that you shared with us. So if you could just go ahead and explain and share a little bit about it, would be
Okay.
great.
So it was so hard, all the words. I really had to just kind of sit down and meditate almost on what was going to float to the top. And then when I got to the superpower, um, at first I was going to, at first I was really sort of um, stuck on communication, but then grace just floated to the top.
Mm,
And for me, it, you have to. Grace is about more than empathy. Grace is, I think sometimes that people think giving grace means laying down. And that is not, in my book, what grace means at all. It means that you are going to be brave enough to allow a person to be who they are and
mm,
to allow yourself to be who they are and to give them room for where and when they enter, and then to take that, I am a Christian. I think a lot about how Jesus went through Jesus's work. And I don't know how somebody could be treated such a way and talked about in such a way and still give love to the people. And it is because of grace, it is because of being able to not only just see myself uh, in that person's place, but to push out any preconceived ideas that I have and to hear if there's fear there, to hear if there's love there, to hear how we might manage together in that space. I think a lot here lately. I see so many people who are, um, and you do you, however you need to do you. But when I see people be dismissive and say, I'm not going to talk to, if you are supporter for me, if you are a supporter of Trump, you can discount yourself out of my life. I can understand where that's coming from, but where does that leave us? If I decide because you're a trumpeter that I'm not, there's no value for you in my life. And if you do the same for me as a, well, I like to think of myself as an independent. However, I am voting for love and I am voting for my life. So I will be doing that Biden Harris ticket. But if I say you dismiss me because of that, where are we left? We're left where we are right now with people only reacting on hate and only wanting to hear what like minded people, how do we grow without that? How do we get we've been embracing diversity, we've been opening up all of these boxes and inviting people in, yet we are unwilling to change. We are unwilling to change anything about ourselves. And I think that grace allows you to do that too. Grace allows you. I got into grace about, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. My church, or our conference, did a series on conversations with grace. And we had a round table of people with a variety of, of, um, of opinions and around the inclusion of LGBT people in the church. And we had a facilitator, and we went through questions to just find out about ourselves. And in that, we were asked to hold this place of grace and hear each other. And it was so powerful. There were people there that I just knew that I was like, well, we can talk all day long, but I'm gonna have to go pray about this because I already know that that person over there has nothing good for me, and I was so wrong about it. And I take that. I also did a weekend of grace, and I can share with you all that I've always, growing up in the church like I had, I've always had this crazy kind of feeling with black male pastors because of the misogyny and whatnot in the church, and because of the homophobia in the church. And there was a black elder minister, male minister there, and we ended up like this. And I tell you,
Mm.
I would have never imagined that, except that I opened up my heart and I allowed grace to come in. And we don't totally agree on any on things still. It didn't make it perfect, but it allowed me to see him as a human being. It allowed me to hear what was going on with him as to why he would feel so negatively about me having never met me, and it allowed me to do the same.
LuSter,
So
it's absolutely beautiful. We need your superpower so much right now, and I'm so glad that you shared it last night, and I was putting your slide together, and I went, "Oh my, that is that is so it's just so needed." And as we whatever happens the election, of course you and I are on the same side on that one. Whatever happens, we have got to reach out with love and come together and remember there's common humanity there. And a lot of this crap is just based off of misperceptions, stereotype, and
we
it's
have a fear of not having enough at the
mm,
end of the day. It's the
yep,
way we're socialized is to believe, even though we are the US of A. And I just want to throw in, you're looking at a patriot. I am all American, and I will go toe to toe with anyone who tries to tell me that I'm not.
yep.
I
I hear
am
you.
an American, and as such, I have to stand up and
Mhm,
say, this is not how we do.
mhm.
And regardless of what was going on when they signed these papers, it meant me. I don't care if you didn't think you meant me, you're bad. It meant me.
That's right.
And I think that, really grace is the thing, is to
Yeah,
be able, I should be able to disagree. We should be able to disagree and still continue on.
I hear you. I
You know,
you can give grace and have grace and still stand in your power, right?
yes,
Yes.
yes, you can. And it
Okay.
doesn't mean you're weak.
Mhm.
I don't mean that you have to be silent about things. I don't mean that you can't get impassioned,
Mm,
because I am very passionate.
mm,
Um, but I feel like, really my superpower is I'm a person who can come in when people are warring with each other
mm.
and say, well, what if you
Excellent.
just, what if you just stood on this corner and looked across the field?
Yeah.
You, you see grain, and they're over there looking across the field seeing grain. And we're all hungry. And I'm worried about my family, and you're worried about your family. And what we can agree on is this space that we are in are not going to get it. So really talk to me about, what I find a lot of times with um, this sort of uh, I call it, forgive me, folks, but I call it a sort of cow mentality, where there's a lead cow that's baying the loudest, and everybody's following, and they're talking, where are we going? What are we doing? Well, you look like me, so I'm just going to go right on with you, and not listening at all, or not even seeing the cliff that they're headed for.
Mm,
And that it's really about fear. It's really like, I honestly believe that white folks, white culture, not as white culture
mm,
as a thing, it has nothing to do with your skin. It is a way of being. If we can talk about that, it is a way of being. I know people who of color who uphold white culture in a way that is harmful to other people in their community. It is a
mm,
way. And what is at stake is white culture. And that's why everybody is
mm,
going crazy. That's what I believe. That's when I see blacks and Hispanics.
mm.
And I saw a sign that said immigrants for Trump. Like, come on now. Now, come on. Like, come on. And that is about not being comfortable with yourself and where you are.
Yeah.
That is the only reason that you would make these choices
Mm,
to to follow this madness,
yeah.
and there is no grace there.
Yeah.
And so I don't.
Well, listen, we've gone. I did a double seven today with you because you have a lot to share.
Whoops.
So you're a
No one will
double
be
seven. You're in my
surprised
double
about it.
seven club. You're in my double seven club. LuSter,
Yay.
thank you for your time today. Such beautiful words. A lot of people are going to watch this video for a long time. Frankly, it's excellent, excellent words. A lot of wisdom. I love your superpower. Keep using it. I'm going to try to use some of it with you, and let's make this stuff better.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
seen you.
Let's make this world a better place.
Let's
Love
do it.
you.
Thank you
I
so
love
much.
you, LuSter. I love you. Thank you.
I love you back.
Thank you. All
Thank you
right.
for inviting me. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Remember, even when it's really cloudy out, the sun is always shining. All right.
That's right. That is
All
right.
right. All right. Take